Mercedes has revealed it was team principal Toto Wolff who suggested a stacked second stop at the last race in China to protect Lewis Hamilton's lead and Valtteri Bottas against a Ferrari undercut. The Silver Arrows were hailed post-event for its beautifully executed stop, its pit crew completing razor-sharp 3-second stops on both cars in quick succession. But Wolff didn't make the final call, with that decision left to the team's chief strategist, James Vowles.
That then becomes a discussion between James Vowles and Ron Meadows. Ron is the sporting director, and he's just checking that he's comfortable with the gap between the cars, that we can get the pit crew ready to do the stack stop, have both sets of tyres in the pit lane.
But while the aim of the stacked stop in this case was to protect against losing positions to Ferrari, Bottas dropped behind Charles Leclerc on exit, but he passed him for second place 2 laps later. The net result, Mercedes' third 1-2 of 2019, the first team to start the season like that since Williams in 1992. Toro Rosso rookie Alex Albon has already made a name for himself in F1 after just 3 races, with his drive in China, where he went from a pit lane start to 10th for the final point, a standout moment. But while it earned Albon F1's fan-voted Driver of the Day award, the 23-year-old was surprised about all the fuss post-race. Honestly, when you're in the car, you have no idea what is going on, Albon said. I just drive around. Albon started the Chinese Grand Prix, Toro Rosso's 250th event, from the pit lane after a huge crash in final practice that ruled him out of qualifying. The young gun, who finished third in Formula 2 last year, joined the sport as 2019's most inexperienced rookie, with his only previous F1 seat time in the STR14 at its Misano shakedown and then pre-season testing, ensuring he was on edge for round 1 in Australia.
I wouldn't say lights out. I won't be the calmest when the green light goes in Melbourne, but I do think I'll know the car a lot better than what I do now.
Shanghai has established itself on the Formula One calendar as host of the Chinese Grand Prix since 2004, and this year the huge milestone 1000th World Championship Grand Prix. But it could soon be joined by a second round in mainland China, with 6 different cities, including Beijing, in talks with F1 about a potential street race to take the sport to the people. F1 is already set for a new race in Hanoi in Vietnam from April 2020, with a second race in China set to capitalize on the sport's growth in Asia.
Asia is clearly very important overall to our future. It's really important. It really is the driving engine of the world's future. So as we look to grow the sport in Asia, we want to be in countries that we really think are going to be the engines of growth and the engines of excitement.
And Hanoi got another preview of the action last weekend, with Red Bull Racing sending 13-time Grand Prix winner David Coulthard and simulator development driver Jake Dennis to Vietnam for a show car run. More than 50,000 people turned out streetside to see the pair burning rubber in identical V8-powered RB7s alongside the National Stadium. It was the second time the team had traveled to the capital. The Vietnam event followed on from a Tokyo show run in mid-March, where Red Bull took F1 power to Honda's home crowd. The late great 3-time F1 world champion Ayrton Senna remains one of the sport's most revered figures. A racing icon now forever dancing on the limit, his final events with the Williams team. And in the lead up to the 25th anniversary of his passing at the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix on May 1st, his family traveled to the Vatican City for an audience with the Pope. There, the former F1 world champion's niece Bianca presented a helmet and bronze Senna sculpture on behalf of her sister Paula. Initial work on the sculpture, which is entitled My Ayrton, began in 2016 and was commissioned by Senna's mother, Nadie. McLaren is keenly anticipating the arrival of its new team principal, former Porsche LMP1 boss Andreas Seidl, on May 1st. The German, who last worked in F1 with BMW Sauber from 2006 to 2009, was a guest of the team at the Bahrain GP and made a solid impression as he got a feel for his new surroundings, including on lead driver Carlos Sainz. I like seeing people fired up and ready to roll, so it was good fun having our first conversation, he said. Seidl will report to McLaren Racing CEO Zak Brown. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.